So was he like a fugitive for the rest of his
I
life?
guess so.
A4, Buried Grandma, Family Secrets Edition. Anyway, so our hotel is across the highway from this Supermoon buffet, and that took us a mile to get here. Highways are weird. Anyway, so I love koi, I love ponds, and you know I love me some coconut shrimp. And we had all of that in abundance here at the Supermoon buffet. I love this place. All of the food made me make a face like this. Come on down. I mean, really, it was great. Look for my food review on TikTok. Anyway, so we had the dentist along the way. I thought that was funny. No names, just dentist. Anyway, so then we went to Barnes & Noble, one of the best stores ever created, ever. And they took ours away from Casper, so that was bad for me. But it was good for me today to be back inside of what I deem heaven. Or, well, not heaven, but like the capitalism version of heaven. I don't know. I've never been to that one comic store in Denver that's like a mile long. I want to go there. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But this place is awesome. And then we left. I bought some stuff and we drove. The point of today was to get to a place called Mountain Iron where my mom grew up. And it's all the way at the other end of the state, is what it felt like. And we drove and had breakfast of champions along the way. And we found some gas stations. And I mean, it was cool. Give me your sweet corn. But we don't sing that song. Anyway, I never seen an American before. I thought this was hilarious. Kind of want that to take off. This house was cool. There was a lot of cool houses, actually, like on the drive that I didn't get because I was driving. But it was really cool. There was like a lot of these. And then we drove. And then we drove. And then we drove to the top of what passes for a mountain here in Minnesota, and I'm just gonna say it. I mean, it's tall, but it's not a mountain. This was a cool shot. I really am having a lot of fun with this phone. And then I don't know, this was pretty, right? The geography of this area makes no sense to me. There's a supervillain's lair hidden over that way in the forest, so just in case anybody was wondering. So then we kept going up a little bit more. And again, the geography of this area makes no sense to me. So we found some sparkly rocks, and that must be the iron, right? And then there was some mining trucks that we could watch from our spot, which was really cool. And guess what else was up here? Hold on. A fucking lake. Mind-blowing, right? How did we even drive up here? Like, what? It's all up here. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so there's the old supervillain's lair. He must have moved after he
But it's cool, whatever
got discovered or something.
Oh, it was probably like the mining shack or whatever.
That's what I was thinking. Or a garage or something where they could fix the trucks.
Yeah. There's a tire, a couple tires.
So after a mind-blowing view and some teenagers who were impatiently waiting to smoke some weed, we drove away and made it back down the mountain, which was nice. I don't know, but then it was just more driving. It was like another half hour, I think, at least. Stopped on this dirt road and got this shot. This road was really cool, actually. I liked how unreal this road felt. It was really cool. There was also this, just like on the side of the road. Not sure what's up there, but I bet it's magical.
I've never seen a stop sign that close to a speed limit sign.
Mud Lake Road. I remember Mud Lake.
So after a bunch of driving, like, I don't know, 45 minutes or so more from the mountain, quote unquote, we arrived at Mountain Iron, which is a very tiny town. I wasn't expecting it to be this tiny. This is the high school. My mom said a lot of it's no. She doesn't remember a lot of it. And there used to be 2 buildings here that they used to send her between via secret underground tunnels because she was like the messenger or whatever. I thought that was cool.
One was the elementary school because I got to run through the tunnels. They were 2 separate.
And then there's this church like right across the street. She said there's 2 and it could like split the population of the town. This is the whole town, essentially, what you're seeing. It was very small.
Turn left onto Mesabi Avenue.
I don't know.
It wasn't new.
Old. A lot of the buildings were old.
Oh, wow. That used to be the power plant. Donnie McGregor and I always fight behind there.
That's so cool. Surprisingly, a lot of stories about fighting. Must not be much else to do. This view was nice. You can see, I guess that's the mine or something. Still going. This was from a park that also had a train in it. My mom said she used to play in a train like this when she was a kid here, and this one is now here. I don't know. Might be the same one.
So none of the knobs or levers or anything worked on this thing, which was kind of annoying because it's like, what's the point? What's it going to do? Like get up and move? It's a deactivated train from 1904 or 17 or whenever it's from. I don't remember. There was actually a lot of information here at this park. It's all about like the mine and how the mine works and stuff. And I will make a video on that. Check my TikTok later. It's coming, but this was really cool. It was big and interesting and at a park. I mean, it was weird. It was like playground stuff's over there. Big mine equipment's over there. And part of the playground stuff was the train, so that was pretty cool.
Isn't that where we are again?
There was lots of stuff that I didn't know actually about Minnesota, and that board, somewhere on it said that Bob Dylan is from Hibbing, Minnesota, which I didn't know, which is near-ish by. Everything that's nearby in this state is like 100 miles apart, so I don't know how nearby you want to classify it, but there was a lot of flags. This was a cool, pretty little town. I don't know, I just liked it. It was neat to see. And then just as suddenly as we had arrived, it was time to go because we had to get to where we were staying that night before nightfall. Spoiler alert, it didn't work that way. This was a really huge building that I was just in awe by. Like, look how big this thing is. It's massive. I couldn't believe how big it is. And then it's a paper company to boot. Like, what do they make, all the paper? Good Lord. It's humongous, bro. So as I said, this was a lot of driving, which was actually conducive to stories of the family that I heard before. Here's one about my grandpa.
Just out of the military, maybe he was a little older, maybe he was in his 30s. He went. No, it must have been younger. Anyway, he went up to Cass Lake and he got drunk and he got thrown in jail up there. And he broke out of the jail. And his folks lived out on Boy Island. And I'll show you when we go to the cemetery where they lived. And he broke out of jail and hitchhiked back home to his house. And then he just packed up some stuff and went and lived out in the woods somewhere. And the sheriff would come to the house every now and then looking for him. Of course,
But he was living out in the woods?
Yeah, he was out in the woods somewhere. And of course, his parents, you don't know where he is. He's, you know.
How long did he live out in the woods?
I don't know, a few years, I guess. I mean, he would go in and to his parents' house now and then, but nobody said anything ever about that. And then after he died, she told us that. But I always wondered why he would never go to Cass Lake. No, I don't want to go up there. I don't know. And we went to, both Connie and I went to school up there. Cass Lake, to high school, because that's where they sent us. You know, that's where we had to go.
Yeah. So was he like a fugitive for the rest of his life?
I guess so. I don't know.
He just.
Well, I suppose that warrant ran out after, the statute of limitations or whatever.
Is there a statute of limitations on escaping jail?
I'd imagine. It depends on what he was in there for. Being drunk, probably.
That's even funny.
Drunk in public or something.
What a legend. So anyway, we drove on these creepy roads for a while, which, I mean, they probably would have been pretty in the daytime, but it was just like all farmland and fog and lightning and thunder. And that was fun. But no rain. There was like very weirdly no rain. And then we got to where we were staying that night, and I won't say where it was, but it was our least favorite night. We'll say that. It just turns out we were allergic to pets and stuff, and this was my pillow, and, it was just like a lot. I don't know. We were traveling and stuff, and, they did shelter us, which was nice, and I'm not trying to sound bad, and I got some dank weed from these guys, but, I think it's feathers. I feel like
hotels are the way to go.